Resident Evil games are one of the biggest and most loved game series of all times. It's a fan favorite. More known titles could be Resident Evil 4 or 7 or 8. But if you're trying to take a look at the very first one, which is Resident Evil 1, released in 1996 for PlayStation 1, then I'll give you a nice idea about this game. And I won't be sucking this game's cock as many fans love to do. I will only show you my perspective after playing and finishing the game in 2025. Alright then, a quick glimpse of the plot. You enter a mansion as a special force. You were on a special mission and this mansion is filled with zombies and other monsters because of something called the T-virus. The story isn't bad, you get to know more of it by playing, like the origin of the virus and so on. And if interested in more, you can look it up online. It's nothing moving though. To get straight into it, is the game good in 2025? The answer is simply no, it's not. This game was released in 1996. At the time, maybe it was amazing, but in my opinion, even at the time, it's not crazy. I've played better games also released in the 90s.
Lester? Jill?
I don't dislike the game for nothing. Of course, now let's just get into it.
Where did
In
they
case you
go?
don't know, this game offers a camera angle similar to Resident Evil 2 or 3 Nemesis, not the remakes, the old ones, the original. It's almost like you're viewing the character from a store's surveillance camera, which is fine. I don't hate it. The angle could have some serious blind spots sometimes that could cause a zombie to catch you out of nowhere, but it's alright, it adds something to the game. Your main way of surviving isn't really by killing zombies, it's by dodging them, and that's because you don't really have enough ammo to shoot them, which is why this is starting to go south. You play either with Chris or Jill. Chris has only 6 slots of inventory, which is abysmal, and Jill has 8, which is less abysmal but still abysmal. Take 2 slots for a main weapon, like a handgun and its ammo, and another for a healing item, and then another for maybe a key that you'll need along the way, like the helmet or sword key. You only have few spaces left. Most likely you'll be playing the game with 1 or 2 empty slots of inventory, even if you play with Jill. Which brings us to the main problem this game has, which is backtracking. Since the inventory is limited, you'll have to go to an inventory box many times in order to deposit some items in it to free up some space so you can pick some items that you left somewhere else that could be very far away from the box, or because you need an item for a puzzle. It's terrible. You'll need to backtrack many times. If you're playing the game for the first time, it's inevitable that you do so. It's super tedious, there's nothing fun about this. And in order for you to save the game, you need an item called ink ribbon that is usually placed next to the box. This means every time you load the game, you have to put the ink ribbon in the box. This is again tedious, all of this takes time. When you open a door, it takes about 5 to 10 seconds to get it open because of the loading screen. The inventory box isn't so smooth too, you'll be wasting a lot of time, no matter what. The game has non-linear exploration, but only a linear progression. This is fine in most games, but in this one it's bad. I'll explain why. You could enter an area to explore it to only find that this area needs some items in order to progress, which sends you back to the
Richard.
inventory box again so you can get that certain item. For example, the shotgun room in the mansion. First time entering it, you'll need some other item to pick the shotgun, which will send you back to the inventory box that is in the other side of the mansion. Dog shit. All this because you can't carry many items at once. By the way, inventory space management can only take you this far. It doesn't matter how well you organize your items by not picking up some items off the ground or only having necessary items on you. It's inevitable that you backtrack to the inventory box. By the way, the same shotgun puzzle exists in Resident Evil 7. Maybe they're running out of ideas, I don't know, or maybe it's a cool reference, who knows. Backtracking in games is usually found, even in modern games. It's alright, but this is my first time having to backtrack to an inventory box. When you enter a room like this shotgun room and then exit it, It doesn't really record on the map that this room has a puzzle, which is something a game like Silent Hill 1 does. So you basically have to remember each room you enter that has a puzzle. You have to remember its puzzle and its location. And if you dare to forget, then you could as well just continue playing the game without the shotgun. Some doors are locked, so even if you get the key to these doors, you need to know which doors could be unlocked by this key. This means you either need a Magnus Carlsen's memory or spend a lot of time roaming around the mansion, which is most likely going to happen. By the way, in Resident Evil Code Veronica, they improved this problem, but
Wesker.
they worked on it, but that's a topic for another
So you've
video.
come. Chris, you make me
And
proud.
of course, the mansion is
Of course,
filled
we're
with
all
zombies and
proud.
hunters, so you have to dodge them on the way,
Thanks.
which is by the way just running. There is no dodging, no
Explain,
mechanics
Wesker.
to the game, all you do is just
I'm
run.
afraid I don't know
Sometimes they
what you're
catch you,
talking about.
sometimes
Since
not,
when have they been
zombies or
skipping you a
hunters or
paycheck?
dogs. You still do the same thing, and you can't shoot them.
I think you're
Even though
starting to
as
get
you progress through the
confused.
game you get new weapons like the
I've
shotgun,
always
grenade
called it
launcher.
Umbrella.
As you normally
The
would in a good
stars
game like Dead
were
Space, you would just
umbrellas.
shoot them, but not in this
No,
one.
rather,
That's because you'll
Body
always have limited
like
ammo,
babies.
and you will always save these ammo for
The tyrant
bosses.
virus leaked,
Now,
creating
there
this
isn't
horrible
really
place.
anything in
But
this game called a
unfortunately,
boss
I had to
fight.
give up my
They're all
family
just
members and
big
stars.
enemies. All you need to beat them is just big weapons and lots of
Come on,
ammo
you
and
chest
healing
tooth
items.
freak.
Every boss in the game works the same way, you just shoot and run and heal, and just repeat. Puzzles are also misnamed, they're not really puzzles. All puzzles in the game consist of a missing item that you need to find and then go back, insert it in a depression to open a door. Well, to be fair, not all of them. The Compound V had an actual puzzle, but that's about the only one I can remember. I found the game terribly tedious. I still played it, I finished it to get the taste of the allegedly one of the best games ever made. I don't think this game is good in 2025. I would give it a 6 maybe. In 1996, however, I would say maybe it's an 8. I've played better games even from the 90s that still hold up till today, and you can play them and enjoy them if you want. If you want to find them out, just subscribe and wait for the next one.